Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Mind Over Money, a show where we talk on ways how meditation, yoga, behavioral science can help you become a better and a more efficient trader, investor, as well as a better human being. Well, my name is Jadhajan, and today we have with us a very special guest, Prateek Pant, who is the Chief Business Officer at WhiteOak Capital Asset Management. Welcome to the show, Prateek.
Thanks for having me over here. That's a great question. I think physical and mental fitness actually go hand in hand. And I've learned a lot from my daughter, who's a student of psychology, and we keep talking about mental health, mental fitness quite extensively, and how it applies to people. In my case, what I've done is that I enjoy listening to some interesting podcasts when I'm running, cycling, doing some outdoor activities. Always have a playlist of retro and some peppy music, which actually helps me in doing workouts and maintain this type of balance. I guess the right combination of maintaining strong relationships with friends and family help you in providing that level of emotional support and providing a perfect balance in life. I guess these are things which contribute and help me in keeping myself mentally fit. Honestly, the game of golf is probably the biggest stress buster, and it's a very integral part of my life. It initially started, I remember, more than almost 2 decades back, as a great way to network, build new relationships. But I guess over a period of time, it has actually helped me find some of my closest buddies. I've interacted with some amazing people, and love the type of camaraderie which which the game of golf binds people together. What I really like about this game is that you're competing with yourself at all points of time and trying to improve. Normally, when you're down and out, you can actually go into an abyss. But here, one disappointing round actually spurs me to do better next time around. And as I said, for me, it's something which helps me to get away on a weekend and spend a lot of time together. Sure. Kshitij, I guess reading is a very integral part of our lives. And of course, I did get time to catch up on a lot of it during the pandemic. It was that phase. A very interesting book, not strictly related to investments. I read during pandemic was a book called Factfulness by Rosling. It's an amazing book which has so much of data. The book debunks negativity and presents hard data on how the world is actually getting better over time. In a way, the book demolishes, many biases. People always tend to look at isolated events and form inferences, but this book actually uses data very well and has helped people realize that sometimes we're very ignorant about certain aspects, and perception is what we go by. Rather than looking at hard facts and data. So I've just found this book very interesting and use that extensively in challenging myself when somebody comes to me with one particular instance and try drawing larger inferences to that. Face volatility in different aspects of life, right? Whether it is markets, whether it is people, you do. And I guess one of the paradigms or one of those sayings I've always gone by in my mind is that tough times never last, but tough people do, right? This is when odds are stacked against you in times of adversities. You really need to calibrate and ask yourself this question: how bad can it really get? I guess once you've done that type of assessment and look at your worst case scenario, you're mentally prepared somewhere for the worst, and then help you to plan for some of these contingencies. It's very important to talk through that, to talk to yourself, talk to your mind. And I'm sure those are times when then you can manage and maintain your sanity when even odds may be stacked against you. Budding entrepreneurs should always understand one very clear idea, right? They have decided to be entrepreneurs because they realize that they have certain core strengths. And that is really what you need to focus on. What really are your core strengths? What is the value proposition which you're trying to deliver? One of the things, again, I've believed, in entrepreneurial ventures is execution eats strategy for breakfast, right? It's quoted very often, but understood very little. Many times, what does happen is there are some longer term visions for the organizations which are created, and people think more in terms of how value is not getting created, but valuation is getting created. But you need to really focus on some immediate deliverables, focus on execution, and that really helps in breaking those journeys of long with much smaller milestones. So that's the type of balance which is extremely important for budding entrepreneurs.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for your time, Prateek.
Thanks a lot, Kshitij.
And that's all for now, folks. But do stay log on to etmarkets.com for more on news, business, and economy.